lot out of you quicker, much faster than indoor.
Round number 8 of this scheduled 10-round contest. Mark Two-Shop Johnson in the white and yellow trunks taking on Paulino Villalobos.
I think the one thing that I wanted to experience was an outdoor fight as well, because you know, most of the indoor venues, there's a lot of smoking involved, and that can also affect, you know, your performance when you're getting in that ring.
Mark trying to establish that jab once again, putting it right there, and those short jabs. Look at that. Mark Two-Shop Johnson, what a beautiful combination that time with the uppercuts. 2 right hands in a row, followed by the jab.
And Villalobos still coming.
I think Mark is showing it. He knows it's going to be a long night. He may have to go 12 rounds tonight.
I think he's pacing himself very well.
Mark Two-Shop Johnson is doing what he has to do in the boxing ring as we're coming to you live just outside of Bowie, Maryland. Bowie Baysox Stadium.
Nice hook.
Just outside the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Nice crowd on hand. We've got some pretty big stars on hand. Also joining us, part of our broadcast team, Mark Gray. And you're being joined by yours truly, Ronnie Duncan, the undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world, Antonio Magic Man Tarver, and the former 5-time women's champion, Isra the Raging Beauty Kira.
I hope one day, I wish we can all retire and look as good as she do.
You know, I told Isra, I said, you went out of boxing better you came in. She said, what do you mean by that? I said, you got to lost your first fight. She said, you know what? That's a point.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, a lot of people don't know when to quit, you know, and I definitely knew when it was enough.
But let's face it, come on, you quit. Don't tell me you ain't teasing that idea coming back.
Oh, no,
You done seen
not
some
at all.
sloppy
If I can get...
You done seen some sloppy fights at 132, 135.
Absolutely.
And seen somebody making all that money and say, girl, I'll whip your booty if you let me back in it.
It's not all that money, because if I was getting what the men were getting, I would definitely stay in it. We're not. I can't lie about that.
All right, Isra had her very last fight at the Lincoln Theater in Washington, D.C. against Shakira Witherspoon. Now, that's a woman who gets a lot of fights. She's had almost 50 fights, hasn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. I think she has hit the 50 mark. This is non-stop action right here. With this fight, with Mark Two-Shop and Paulino, they have definitely had blow for blow.
All right, getting ready for round number 9. Mark said, you know what? If I got to take it the distance, I'm taking it the distance. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, maybe the idea of a tune-up was a tough fight to get him ready for that unification.
You know what? They can work in the gym, but ain't nothing like real work anytime you get into the ring.
Nothing like it.
Ronnie, did you stop praying? I feel some cross.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't stop. Do stop doing. However, we've got a replay coming up from round number 8. And as you can see, those short little punches, those are the ones that are so effective. And even though you don't see it, you can feel it. And you know what I'm talking about, Antonio. Definitely. Those short punches to the body by Mark Two-Shop Johnson. He puts himself in excellent position. You see how he threw off the shoulder, and you see the short little left hands? He's getting them in there, and that keeps Paulino away.
And Mark Two-Shop Johnson continued to stack up rounds. I think he's way up. Now he's coming out. I think this may be the round right here.
I tell you what, man, he can mix it up. Look at those shots through the body. He turns over on them so well. Nobody hooks to the body. Nobody hooks to the head like Mark Two-Shop Johnson.
He was definitely well schooled as he came up through boxing, and Ham did a very good job in teaching him how to turn those body shots and hooks perfectly.
You look at the father and son relationship that we've had in boxing, and I can truly say it's a testament how their relationship has stood the test of time.
Yeah, definitely, because, you know, there's been a few father-son relationships that have really gone bad, and this one has definitely held up, and they've done a very good job. Paulino still coming back, still trying to take.
Given a warning by referee Kenny Chevalier. He has a little timeout now. Both fighters say they're ready for the low blow. You know, you got little Kenny up there. He's finally dealing with guys his size. The referee. One of the best referees in the state of Maryland. Doesn't get his credit. The credit
that hurt him finishing.
Yeah, that did hurt him. Nice little hook that time to the head by Mark Trushop. That right hand by Mark is just simply outstanding. You know he is a converted southpaw. He is naturally a right-hander. A lot of people don't know that about the man that shoots
I definitely didn't know that.
You know, I think a lot of the DC area fighters a lot of them have been converted southpaws. There's been a few of them in this area that are not, they're not originally southpaw.
See, when your right hand is just as strong as your left hand, and Mark coming from the right-handed position, the southpaw position, and he's able to put that jab out there, that jab has a lot more pop than a standard left-hander.
Yes, it does, and also it allows him to throw that jab from every position.
Yes, it does.
Up
it really
jab,
does.
you know, straight jab, hook off the jab. You know, it's a major advantage.
You just don't see it. I don't care what people say. One of the best punches I've ever seen in my life is the left hook. The best left hooker I've ever seen, no, it wasn't Joe Frazier. It was Sugar Ray Robinson. Had a tremendous left hook. It was short and compact. As a matter of fact, Thomas Hearns, in his later stages, developed the left hook. Ask Sugar Ray Leonard, the last fight they had. Ray said, oh, I didn't know you had level hook. Mark holding on a little bit. Mark Two-Shot Johnson and Marleno Villalobos getting ready to go into the 10th and final round. Mark said this fight will go 10 rounds. He said the reason why, I'm going to tell you why it's going to go 10 rounds. I'm not taking any risks. I've got too much on the line coming up a little bit later. It's been an outstanding night of boxing here outside the nation's capital in Washington, D.C. Bowie Baysock Stadium. They all came to see the first lady of boxing, Laila Ali, take on Nikki Eplon. We decided to go with that fight first because we didn't want you to miss anything. And if time allows, then guess what we're going to do for you folks? We're going to give you some highlights of the Nikki Eplon, Laila Ali, IBA junior middleweight contest, which happened a little earlier. It was a nice night, and we had a good time with it. Are you enjoying yourself, Antonio and Israel?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, this has definitely been two great fights in a row. You know, the Laila Ali fight, you know, she came and proved that she is one of the best in the sport as a woman. And now Mark Johnson proving himself to be one of the greatest champions in the history of the bantamweights.
Definitely. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. I think he's going to unload his arsenal in this last round. He definitely want to finish strong.
He's going to finish strong, but he's got to be careful because he's taking on a young man who is not going to give up. You've seen it throughout these 9 rounds, and now going on to round number 10. Look at Mark. Mark is having fun in there. He's playing.
This guy reminds me of Paez back in the day.
Jorge Paez. You talk about a gentleman who's a clown prince of boxing. He could get it done.
They kind of favor too.
I think he's wondering. Mark is wondering what's holding him up.
Mark said he's crazy. He's crazy. This guy won't go down for nothing.
Yeah.
But Mark wants to finish strong this fight. He wants to put on a good show for the folks here in his homeland, the D.C. area. Mark Two-Shot Johnson. He is a legend, not only in D.C., but around the world, and a pleasure to work with. And I tell you what, he has a career as a boxing analyst.
He sure does.
Once he's done.
He sure does. He's very, very good at it. And you, Ronnie, and Mark together definitely feed off each other. Definitely feed off each other.
Well, you know, I have to admit, I've only worked with Antonio once, and we got to make a pretty good team, too, Prowse.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
One take target. That's what.
And I tell you what, the brother can dress it down. What you got on? Now this is Antonio Carver design.